Okay, friends, welcome. Happy Friday. So here we are getting together to look at our thinking. Not a small thing. Not a small thing to look at our thinking and be willing to question whatever it's saying to us. I love that we get to do this when it's stressful. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I love noticing how welcome you and I and everything already is right now in this moment. Everything we are thinking about and everything we've ever done and any way we've ever been is welcome in this moment because here it is, not unwelcome. So let's see where we're going today. At the very beginning of this, always take a moment to see what it is that you find disturbing. And that can sometimes be just funny, like, where do I begin? Let me tell you about what I find disturbing. But just see what rises up to the top, like bubbles. Maybe there's something that disturbs you reliably and frequently. Something you notice is really bugging you. A person, a situation, a condition. Like there it is, almost as if our mind gets snagged on it. Like kind of a way of, wow, that's a problem. That's a problem. Larry,
Hello.
hello. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. Thank you. Well, another day, another death. Death disturbs me.
Yes, yes.
A guy I worked with years ago. He died in June and just discovered yesterday that he had died.
Mm,
And it just brought back so many memories of our relationship.
mm,
And we lived in different cities. I hadn't really seen him. I talked to him irregularly, but
hmm
I'm just amazed. I guess it's just my age. I'm just amazed by the number of people who have died, are dying, are deathly ill, or are just maintaining. It just
mm,
I don't know what to make of it. And
mm.
my wife Carol just stay in the moment, stay in the moment. You're not dead, you're healthy. And it's just very hard for me to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So that's such a good one. I mean, it's just so powerful. Golly, sometimes I've thought everything really comes down to the body being temporarily here. But just look at what, like, oh my God, I'm afraid, I'm afraid, I'm afraid. And it just looks like that's the way of it for 100% of the time. And still to feel that heightened awareness, just having people gone. Okay. So really good one. Really good. A really good one to question. All right. Yes, MF with the hand up. Hello.
Hi, I didn't know if we were doing the work right now because I don't remember the format. Are we just talking or
Yeah, and you're
we
just
just doing the
sharing
work?
like whatever's stressful for you, whatever you're really noticing, kind of throwing it into the middle of the circle and just saying, this is reliably stressful. I really notice this as a problem. You can, so
Okay.
whatever, yeah, you don't
But I do want to
necessarily need the
I
whole
want to
story. It's just looking at, yeah, what the thoughts
but
are.
we'll have a chance but I will have the chance to do the work on it later or not at all. Or
Oh,
this
you
is just
might.
this.
You might
Oh,
see where it
okay.
goes. Yeah, everybody will. What I like about this format is whatever the thought is, everyone will get to do the work on it. I can guarantee everyone will have this thought as something very, very likely that they've held in their minds in some way. It might not be the exact words, which I like getting, the ones the way we say it to ourselves, but it'll you'll get to sit and answer the questions for sure. Yeah.
Okay, well, what's sitting here is that very unexpectedly about 2 weeks ago, I found a lump in my right breast, and I had never had any of that.
Mhm.
I've been fairly healthy except for recently, but and then went to go get all the testing, and all of a sudden it was very serious. I had to get a biopsy, and I'm a little stunned, and
Mm.
um, I haven't gotten the results yet, and I don't. I'm very aware of what I don't want, and
Yeah.
or what I do want, whatever. And I'm
Yeah.
just feeling kind of, um, these last few years, people have been seeming to leave the planet more, and
Mm.
I just feel like I didn't even really get a chance to live my life yet. So I'm,
Wow.
I don't know. I just feel
Yeah.
a lot of stuff, and I guess I'll be getting the results by Wednesday or something. And I'm just trying to stay positive, and I'm not necessarily the most positive person in the first place. So this is
Yeah.
challenging, and I'm trying to like send it love, send myself love, don't be disapproving, but it's
Yeah.
mm.
Well,
Some-
I'm
and
so glad.
somebody else I was working with, she's relatively young, and I found out she died. So people are like dying, and they're young, they're not even older,
Yeah. 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 Well, that does look
which
like,
doesn't mean even if you're older, you don't really want it to happen. Clearly, it's like it doesn't matter. It all feels weird at whatever point
yeah,
it's happening.
right. Okay. I mean, it's in a way
My
similar.
mind is,
Yeah.
yeah, sending up pictures, right, of what
Yes.
I've seen in movies. I also
Of course.
witnessed my sister pass away from cancer. So all these images are going through my mind of what's going to happen. And I mean, it's just my mind is really like uh, playing a 3D full on
So,
production.
yeah. Yeah.
And I can't stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
beating me up. I can't stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You
So
described that
that's
really
what's up for me.
well. Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing that. That's yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. I think there might be a theme here already, just with just noticing um, death, ailments, illness. So thank you so much. Glad you're here. Okay, Judy, hello. Oh, you know what? You're muted.
Right.
There you go.
I had a rehearsal. Anyway, this seems pretty insignificant, I think, comparing what's been spoken already. Can you hear me okay?
Can hear you great.
Good.
Yes, thank you.
So I shouldn't have so much stuff.
Ah,
That's, it doesn't seem like we
yeah,
compare what else is happening this morning with for folks. So, but there it is. So,
yeah. I love it. And I love how our minds go, this is really serious and this is not so serious and this,
oh,
it's just it does that. It does that. And that's just so um kind in a way of you to yourself to still put in the circle. My
thank you.
mind is thinking about how much stuff I have and that there's too much of it.
That's right.
Yeah, it's great. So thank
Mhm.
you. Yeah. It'll go where it's like a little stream, it'll go downstream over there, and if it's going over there and we're still noticing it and noticing the repetition of it and what I need to do about it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's all happening. So that's great. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. PJ says PJ. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I'm also thinking about the amount of stuff or what I call clutter I have. And and how things are not as organized as I would like.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it is actually related to the earlier concerns because I keep thinking, that if if something happens to myself or my husband, then, there's a lot of stuff that isn't organized, in terms of our financial issues, in terms of all the stuff in the house, in
Mm-hmm.
terms of medical information. I mean, you know, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So for me, if things were better organized, I think, then, you know, I'd be a bit more relaxed about being able to readily deal with anything else that might arise.
Yeah. Good connection. Yeah. Thank you. It's a good one.
And this is my cat Tigger sitting in my lap.
Oh, glad Tigger came. It's great. We like when cats come to the the inquiry. Very peaceful. They're just okay with what is.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Awesome. Julie.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Um, how are you?
So good. Good to see you, my dear.
Great to see you. So I guess what's going in my mind is this struggle I'm having. So my late husband, I don't say that he's dead. I say that he transitioned. Um, I've done a lot of work on that. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't feel like he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not here right next to me in a physical body.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I'm working through all the stuff, all the estate, all the disorganized stuff. And it's been over a year now. And my thoughts are this is too complicated. This has taken too long.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand this. This is too hard. And I just have such a block every day that I sit down to work on it. I just
Mm-hmm.
have to force it. But just this angst and stress of it's just too much.
It's too much.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's kind of what I'm been dealing with and just being here. I know I'll question these thoughts this morning. So
Yeah.
thanks, Grace, for having me.
You're so welcome. Thanks for being here. Yeah. So good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Darisha, am I saying your name right? I know I've heard it before.
Yeah, it's Duresha.
Darisha. Very
Thanks, Grace. Well, I thought I'd throw mine in there. It's the first time I've been to one of these, but
yeah, welcome.
yeah. Um, so I have my high school boyfriend keeps contacting me. My husband passed away 4 years ago, and he somehow has found me, and he's written, and I've said, I'm not interested in connecting, and now he's written another note to me personally, and I was actually glad to be free of him in high school because he was quite controlling and possessive and all this, of which he doesn't see. And so it's, I don't know how to handle it. I mean, I've done the work some on it, and I just don't know how to, you know, say I'm not interested and have him hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, right. This is a very good one. Yeah, within relationship.
Yes.
We don't know what somebody's
I already said,
Yeah.
not interested in having connection.
Yeah.
And now he's come back writing that he's been stressed for 50 years over how he left me. And I'm thinking I was happy when he left me.
Mm.
And he wants my forgiveness, but I don't know. I don't know if he's, I get concerned that he's I don't know. He's like a stalker or something. I don't know what you do with this.
Ah,
I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried just because of his tendencies back then of being very possessive and controlling.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
So it's both a little bit of a fear
Mm-hmm.
and also how to how to be kind. I mean, we also were really good friends then too. So how to be kind, but I just don't really want to connect with him. I just don't. I mean, I don't want to connect with any of my past relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's not like we're done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's just, this is a great one. It's a great, just
Very
people
confusing.
coming and wanting something from you or wanting to connect, and there's something there, and just noticing all the thoughts and also noticing all the images from the past. Like sometimes I love worksheets, a judge your neighbor worksheet, because you can sit down and just write, get it all. Here's what
I
I want. This is what I should and shouldn't. This is what I needed from him at the moment back then and at that time.
what I did that and
Yeah.
it really loosened it up because all I saw him was this like pure abusive person,
Yeah.
just abusive. And then after I did the worksheet, I went, you know what? There was a lot of times we were really good friends and we did
Yeah. That's good.
so
Yeah.
it was helpful there, but I still don't know what to do. So
Yeah. Okay. And sometimes I don't know what to do is a really good one. And I need to do something, says the mind. So good one to hold and just bring it.
he's expecting a letter back. I don't want him to show up on my doorstep.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Really good one. And the images of him showing up, that.
I mean, it's possible, definitely possible with all this stuff that's been going on with him.
Hmm. Hmm. All right. Well, good. Thanks for sharing that one. Okay. Wonderful. All right. Patricio. Oops. Let's make sure you're unmuted. Here, ask to unmute. There we go.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Uh, first time for me as well, and I connect from Spain. I'm from this
Oh, very
from
good.
Spain.
Welcome.
Mm,
Welcome. Love
thank
it.
you. So for me, I think that one of the things that is now like getting my attention from some years ago is like I start to having some small health issues, and yeah, they are like affecting me in the sense that I work with the body. I'm yoga teacher. So I'm starting small things that start to grow up, like, okay, one small thing and another small thing and another small thing. And in the last years, this is stopping my practice. I mean, I'm practicing and one day, okay, I practice normal and the next day I have pain or I have some problem,
Yes.
so I cannot have a regular practice. And yeah, in my family, from the mother side, there are two persons that over the years, they were like having like slowly mobility issues. Like my mother cannot barely walk. My grandfather, in the mother side, was in a wheelchair, and I have big scoliosis as well. My backbone is got some problems. I a tendency to lower back problem. And when I go to doctors, they say, okay, your backbone is not from your age. Your backbone is from someone like 20 years older. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's something there that it scares me at some point.
Yes.
So yeah,
It's
it's I think
something.
it's the main issue that is in the background. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Okay. Really good when it sort of connects with like what's the worst that could happen. It's just like decline, some
yeah,
change of the body that doesn't look favorable and you know looks like it's leading to the
yeah,
end, right? Yes. Yeah. And just
yeah,
noticing.
something
Just notice.
like that. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that one. Okay. Really good.
welcome.
Okay. So just noticing and listening, and then you also might have your own that appeared. And what I mean by your own is your own story, something that comes. Bonnie says on the chat, it feels like everything is falling apart and I don't know what to do. Yeah. All right. So just notice there's that story. There's the way it looks to me. The way I'm experiencing what's happening in reality. I love first just noticing. My own mind is interpreting what's happening and very quickly saying that's a good thing, that's a bad thing. That's something I like, that's something I don't like. That's wonderful, that's terrifying. I just like noticing how it's interpreting everything all the time. Maybe it's like a built-in interpreter. And for me, and the work is about what if I didn't know? But you kind of have to do the steps little by little and just see, because it really looks as very convincing. What if I didn't know what's true here? For sure. So just see. I love that we pick something, such a simple concept. Some of you have shared, like just something that your mind really says, I'm frightened because, and see what comes right after that. And if you said it in the most simple, in a way, kind of innocent, childlike way, sometimes, but just so simple, like, I'm frightened because, and just see what appears there. Larry.
I'm frightened because I've worked on this many times. Something terrible is always around the corner.
Yeah.
Just wait, something terrible will happen.
Yes. And I love I love your persistence. Here it comes again, and the mind that just looks like, no, it really is terrible. It really is a terrible thing that's around the corner. Something terrible is coming. Death, that person from high school, that, all that stuff that I have to contend with. Something terrible is around the corner. Something terrible. I've got this news, and something terrible is coming. Yeah, Judy.
So mine was, I've got too much stuff.
Yeah.
And the worst thing that could happen is I'll never get out of here.
Ah. Really good. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just good to see. I'll never get out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
Keeping it simple. That's
Yes.
thank you.
Something terrible is happening. something terrible is around the corner. And I mean, I'll never get out of this situation. I'll never get out of this predicament. I'll never get out of what is right here. I can't get out of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that our minds love it. Is there a way out? It always, is there a way out? How can I escape? Yeah. How can I get out of here? Teresha.
Mine was really simple. He might hurt me.
Yeah, yes. Yes. It's so good. He might hurt me. Okay. You got it. So hold that one in mind. Well, just keep that, in front of you. I mean, everybody, you can almost, if it helps, to write specific words down, because I love that mind communicates in words, however you say it to yourself, right in front of you. But this is really good, like just noticing the fear. Something terrible is around the corner. And let's do the work. So I love that you can do this even if you're listen only and you're just accessing the same thing. I'm interested in questioning. I can do this. My mind loves to answer questions, so we'll let it answer questions. And Bonnie says, and it's my fault. Yep. So I love, noticing our thoughts about ourselves in the midst of this. So this can't be good. It sees this can't be good. What's happening? This isn't good. Something terrible is around the corner. PJ.
Another thing I'm somewhat frightened of is just, I guess you call it existential angst. I'm very concerned about the political situation in our country and also about the state of the world and the climate change issues.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's great to see when it's not personal, there's more. It's not even, I'm personally in it, I'd be affected, but it looks
Well, it's also personal in the sense that I spent over 50 years working on environmental and climate change issues. That was my profession. And I'm still doing a little bit of work on it. But despite all of that, all this stuff is happening.
Yeah. Yeah. God, thanks for sharing that. Yeah. Okay. So simply looking at it all, you see those images and those things. Oh my God, this is dangerous. It's very threatening. Marie Francois said, I'm afraid of being mutilated, hurt, and dying. Okay. Something terrible is around the corner. Let's do the work. Is it true? Is the first question. And just notice how your mind responds. Of course it's true. What are you talking about? How can you even ask? And in your situation, it's okay to narrow it down. There's all the things, and we're spotlighting one. Just kind of highlight it like you're seeing, like they do in a theater. They have a big spotlight comes in and you can just look at that one. Is it true? Something terrible is around the corner. Is it true your concept? You have something specific. He will hurt me, like that. Is it true? And if you've got a yes, can you absolutely know that this is true? Can you absolutely know? Have all this stuff, and it means tough things, terrible things, too hard things, falling apart. Can I absolutely know that it's true? It's terrible. Larry.
Well, there's my answer, and then there's the works answer. Something terrible's around the corner. Because, with Katie, death, good. Cancer, good. Climate, bad, good. Climate's going to hell, good. Everything's good. So I'm a teeter between really trying hard to believe that. I don't actually believe it.
Yeah.
So my answer is yes, it's absolutely true in my experience. Wait around, something terrible will happen.
Okay. But I love that. So the way I see it is, I know there's Katie and there's other amazing teachers, right? People who've had experiences. They'll say their experience and they say what they say, and I love that they do. And I'm glad you're speaking because you have to find out, and for yourself in a way, your mind has to look at itself. But I found, can I know that that thing is terrible for sure, like for all time, and that nobody's supposed to die, the climate's not supposed to be doing what it is, that pain isn't supposed to be there, that I find I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. If everybody just lived and lived and lived, we'd all be happy. Do I know that for sure? I don't know. Doesn't look like people are happy when they're just not really worried about death, but worried about other things. I don't know. So that's how I found I don't know. I don't know. And then that too is just me sharing what I found. Can I absolutely know that it's true? Yeah, Larry.
But that is a really good point because you're so right. When, my wife was really ill for a while. She's not ill now. I'm waiting for her to be ill again.
Mm.
So when she was ill, I was like, boy, when she's healthy, am I going to be happy? Now she's pretty healthy. I'm not happy because so you're right. That's
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
Grace. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah.
It's not, yeah.
So it's just noticing. I don't know if that.
I can't absolutely know it's true, is what I'm thinking.
Yes. 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 Yeah. Yeah. PJ.
Well, I try to keep in mind that sometimes things have to fall apart before they can come into a new configuration.
Mm.
The old order has to be destroyed before the new one can be born.
That sure is a very powerful mythic story in many traditions. It looks like that's the case. It looks like that happens in nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I have a bit of curiosity about how everything will unfold.
Mm. Okay, cool. Yes. Judy.
I like one of the thoughts on from one of Katie's things. Can I absolutely know it's not a better thing?
Mm.
Like I have too much stuff. Can
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely know that's not a better thing? And I can't know that's not a better thing.
Yeah. I can't prove it in the, I don't know. I can make my case. I can make a really good case, but I can't necessarily prove that yeah, because I don't know.
Yeah, I really don't know. I really get that.
That's
So
all. Yeah.
question two, I've got too much stuff. Is that true? I can absolutely know it's not a better thing. So that I get a no there.
Great. Yeah. And there is no right or wrong answer. Of course, if it's
Mhm.
a yes on your second, on the second, can you absolutely know it's true? Yes. I love that we get to have it. You know,
Oh yeah,
we're,
I got a yes on number one for sure. Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Great. Okay.
Thank, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, you can sometimes be in, can I absolutely know it's true? Like, how could I prove it? What about this? What about like you could stay there for a couple days. Can I absolutely know it's true? Or come back to it? I've had some things that look like, God, it just looks so terrible and dangerous. And can I absolutely know? It looks like that happens in this world. Can I absolutely know it's true? There isn't something more after that? I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
anyway.
what comes up for me is I should be able to let go of things.
Ah,
Not being able to let go of things.
yes.
So
So
that
this is good because then you see all the stuff.
yeah,
We see the thing that we're looking at. Everybody can see the things that they're looking at that look really quite frightening. Okay. Now, what happens when you think it? And that's one of the things that happens when you think, I should be able to let go of this. No, 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 no. How did I get in this position? No, no, no.
Mhm.
You know, yeah. So, so what happens when you think something terrible is around the corner? I have too much stuff. Everything's falling apart. You see those images? Some of you described them who shared already. You see the images from the past, how strong those are. From other people you've known that have had the same condition, same situation, and where this might be going in the future. See those images? They come in so fast. What does this mean? Oh my God. I see myself, incapable or dying. How do you react when you think that thought? It's like react. How do I act when I'm thinking this? When I'm holding it, when it comes through and I believe it. Bonnie says, so afraid. I can never do this. Frozen in fear and self-judgment. I find it, that old fight, flight, freeze, survival, just total survival. threatened. I do like seeing, no, we're not quite in question 4 yet, but do like seeing these things happen. How do I react? I'm reacting. I'm in it. I see all those images. It's good to know that it can't last. If something came in and said, stay really afraid and do not leave this position, you wouldn't be able to stay there. Larry.
You know, it occurred to me, I'm thinking of a specific situation that I'm waiting, I'm just on edge. How I react, I'm on edge. I'm waiting, this is going to happen. And I'm aware that there's a part of me that wants to be proved right. Like when the bad thing happens, I'll be able to say, I told you so. You know, I don't know who I'm talking to there. You know, I think there's a person, but I'll just say life. I told you it was going to be this way. See, I'm right. There's a part of me that's like,
yeah,
when that I don't want what I'm thinking of to happen. And I can also see if it were to happen, I'd be going, there it is. Belief is correct. I told you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Isn't that great? I mean, it's great to see how strong it is. Just when you said that word, I'm right, you said those two phrases, I'm right, or those two words. Yeah, I'm right about this. I'm right about this. Okay. I guess we all know that too. I'm just thinking about humans, you know, having their position. Judy.
Oh, so in question 3 here,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what comes up when I believe I've got too much stuff? I'm not good enough. I already said I should be able to let go of stuff. I'm selfish, self-absorbed, overwhelmed. I'm embarrassed. So I treat myself with a lot of judgment. And you also said incapable. That fits as well. Thank you.
Yeah. Teresa.
Hi, everyone. I'm from Montreal.
Hello.
Hello. So I've wronged somebody, and I sent him a card to excuse myself. So I didn't have his phone number, and I couldn't reach him, see him in person. He was always with somebody. So I sent him a card to excuse myself about 8 months ago, and he never came back to me. He's got my phone number, and he never wrote to me. He's got my address. And I feel sad about that because I like him a lot. And I feel that I'm not important enough for him, and that I'm not good enough.
Yes.
He didn't come back to me. So that's what I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. It's very powerful in this. How do you react? What happens? What are my thoughts about whoever I am? And sometimes that's incredibly strong. Some minds go there so quickly. I'm ripping myself to shreds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So just notice, does this thought, this can seem like the most ridiculous question, but I love it. Does this thought bring you peace or stress? Just notice. Just notice. Like it's not a question trying to lead you somewhere. Oh, you should answer. Just aware. Charlotte said depression and fear. How do I react? Depression and fear. I like seeing, if I'm having this kind of feeling, I'm believing things that aren't really true for me. What is stress for? What is stress for? It's great. It's showing me I'm believing things that aren't really true for me personally. That's why I'm stressed. PJ.
I think there's also I've tried to distinguish between wise planning and preparation versus worrying.
Yeah, good one. Yeah.
So some of the things like dealing with all the stuff, trying to simplify and organize, that can be good preparation and could make life easier. But on the other hand, it's too easy to tip over the edge into worry and self-judgment.
That's cool that you can feel the difference, when it's one and the other. It's different. Yeah, might look the same on the outside, but different feeling on the inside. Yeah. Cindy. Oops. There you go.
What is stress for? Could you go over that again slowly and maybe with some examples? Because what is the purpose of stress? And what I'm hearing you say, I'm believing things that are not true.
Yeah, for me. I mean, I just like there's something built in here that's kind of going, take a look, take a look. It's either whether it's fear or depression or worry, anxiety. The tool of thought is very active, and I'm believing. So I feel it in my body. We don't really feel it in the body unless there's a thought that's there that's talking about it being true. And that's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
So underlying the stress let's say I'm stressed about whatever, passing a test, a driver's test, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's take a look at what's really going on about fear and anxiety. So whatever that stress is, there's a cause, the vulnerability, the whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that the fear and the stress kind of open the door into understanding what I'm believing. Like I'm really thinking a bunch of stuff. I have to be thinking things to have the fear and the stress appear in the first place. I mean, I find, yeah. I mean, if I'm not aware, like let's say your example about a test, if there is no test that I know about, even though in 3 days I'm going to have to take a test and I don't know it yet. But if I don't know it today, I'm not stressed. Yeah. But I love that this work is about like, I can see that something's happening and can I relax, relax even though I'm aware of the future. I mean, is there a future? It's in the mind. It's weird. The past, the future, but all that is in the mind. Where else is it? It's nowhere else except for in the mind. And not that there's anything wrong with being in the mind. It's good. I like that. I like that we have minds. But it starts to look like it's everything, you know?
So anything in the future really is just in our mind and really not true because we really
Yeah.
don't.
It's not true in this moment at all. It's just a imagination. It's just, yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Okay, and Bonnie says, so true, PJ, the fine line between planning for the future and worry and how to stay present in this moment. So, anyone just noticing what happens when you believe that thought? And now let's go to question 4. Who are you without this thought? What an amazing question. Who would you be without this story? What if I do only have this moment? No imagination. And that includes all the images of the past, because they're just, where are they? If I looked in a basket of images from the past, I would see nothing. Mary.
What I just got there is that that I would be without an agenda. Like I would be here without an agenda. That's the difference.
Ah, yes.
For the future, for my life, for how I feel now, for how I used to feel.
Yes.
Like it isn't that none of these things are going to happen, but my agenda for what should be happening would be gone.
Yeah. Amazing.
That my attachment to all that
Yeah.
is what would go.
Yes. Yes.
Because I dealing with the whole chronic migraine thing, and what I got was all of the same like everybody else, fear and depression and like terrible things coming, and it's only going to get worse, and like I'll never have another good day, and sort of assessments about my life and what's a good life, what's not a good life, how things have worked out, they shouldn't have worked out, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But if you say, who would I be without that thought? It all goes.
Yes.
And here I am, like, it's like, what do I know about what life's supposed to be? I'm just here in this moment, and
Yeah.
with no agenda for it or for tomorrow.
Such a good one. And it's
And
really
I
powerful.
think that I was thinking that it's not that the terrible things aren't going to happen,
Mhm.
but we believe we're not okay if they happen. Like we
Yeah.
believe they're terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, life is going to happen, but the belief is we're not okay. And I mean, I have that all the time. I'm not going to be okay. It's not going to be okay. It's not going to be okay. I'm not okay.
Yeah. I know it'll really I love your example of migraine. You know, you have a condition, or many of you have brought up a physical condition, an ailment, a difficulty, can even be terminal, um, and just seeing all that. Yeah, this is not good. End of story, says the mind. And yes, it's like we can know, yeah, I'm still going to die. I am going to die. I can't question this and go like, I'm not gonna die, or something. I don't know. But but I can have a different feeling about it. And if I don't have all those images of the past when I felt fantastic and things were great, or what's possible for other people, or any of that, that's all images. But
Comparisons, yeah.
yeah, just here in this moment without my story. What am I without that? I like asking, what am I? Who am I? Also, what am I without this thought?
Just at peace.
Hmm. The I don't know mind, I don't know place. What if that isn't so frightening?
I notice I'm also letting go of control. I kind of got the metaphor as people were talking about when we think something terrible is coming. It's sort of like, let's say, there's a prediction of a hurricane. And so everybody runs around and like blocks up their windows and puts sandbags in. And I feel like that's my answer to question 3. In a way, I get very anxious and active, like I'm running around trying to figure out what sandbags I have to protect myself from a painful future. So I get really, really busy to like, how can I make the best of this bad thing that's coming, so that it does the least damage to me. And but question 4 is like saying, I don't know, like don't trust your mind's sense of its ability to predict things, or something like that.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. Yes.
like just let go of that.
Yeah. The
It's
individual personal mind that's identified with just survival of, for me.
my life, yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't say I really know how to do that, but yeah, I get glimpses of it in question 4 of like just in the moment letting go. Like, oh, what a relief. Screw the sandbags. I just can't do it. I'm tired. I'll just let myself drown, let the winds come in,
Yeah. Yeah.
take me where they're going to take me. I'll live or die or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
stop fighting it.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't mean we're like all, crazy. I guess I'll go walk and jump off that cliff. Because it's like, I still don't go over the cliff, There's a 200-foot drop off right over there. I still stay over here. I mean, it's okay. It's a common sense in a way, you know. I do a little
I'm
bit
still
every
living
day.
in this personal life. It's a funny thing.
Yes.
It's not
Yeah.
gonna stop. It's not gonna go away.
Yeah.
The things I have to get up and do,
Yeah.
the medicine I have to take, the responsibilities that, that doesn't go away because I question these thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
I love it. No, it's great.
thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. It's not a small thing to just be with that question, who would I be without my story? Who would I be without my thought here? Just in this moment, right now. Just setting it all down, noticing. Larry.
It's that I don't know mind that I have so much trouble with. I
Mm,
get it. I get it. Who'd I be with? I don't know.
yeah.
There's a famous physics theory about Schrodinger's cat. Is the cat dead or alive?
Mm,
That's where I'd be. Is the cat dead or alive? I don't know. But I'm wondering. I just be in wonder.
yeah.
But it's like it's like you said, I could sit for days on this. I don't know. I'm
Mhm.
sitting here now thinking, Carol's in another room, my wife, and I'm worry about her a lot. So how's she doing? And what would it be if I didn't have that worry? I'd just be here. I don't, this is very tough. This is a very tough question for me. Would I
Yes.
be without? I
Yeah.
can't because I'm so committed to the belief.
Yeah. 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 And then there's lots of it's not safe if you don't know. But look how much we don't know. And I don't know, something's still very persistent and very, very solid and very, I don't know, here. Yeah, Marie Francois.
Who would I be without my story? That I have this thing or don't have it or hope I don't have.
Yeah, big.
I guess I, I don't know. I guess I would feel more like I'm back in life and free to participate in. I would because now since then I just feel like I shouldn't do anything or go anywhere or because I feel like everybody's living in one world and I'm living in another.
Yeah, wow.
And I um
Hmm.
so I don't know. I guess I wouldn't think that. I wouldn't feel that. I wouldn't feel this sense of but it's funny, I kind of feel that anyway. All
Oh,
the time that, I'm playing catch up or other people have things I can see they have that I would like, but I can never get it. It's like I'm behind. I'm always pressed up against the glass looking at other people. And so this is like another way this is happening, actually.
wow.
It's like, oh, that's another way. So I don't know who I would be without this story. It seems to be pretty
Yeah, yeah,
solid.
yeah. That's cool though. Bonnie, thank you.
Thanks. I couldn't get my hand raised. Um, it's interesting because my thought is many things seem to be happening, but it seems like my son's life is falling apart. And if I couldn't think that thought, I would be enjoying this very rich life that I have
Yeah.
because, and it's so simplistic, but worrying about him does absolutely no good for him or me. And yet I am consumed with that when if I couldn't think that thought, I would just enjoy life.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that,
It's okay to watch both and just like not just go, wow, here's when the movie's playing and it's just like I'm in the theater watching the whole thing. I'm like the sound is really loud, it's turned up really loud. Just totally in it. When it's not, I'm outside of the theater and I'm just moving about my day and and that I don't know, it makes sense that the movie would be playing. But I love
yeah.
seeing the difference.
And when I'm in the movie, it gets more and more dire. Not only is things not working, he may move away, and then I want this moment. I'll never have my grandsons. I'll never, I just
Oh yeah,
everything becomes horrible. My life will never be the same. My life will never be the same.
yeah.
And yet, it's just a thought.
Just a thought. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. Okay, so everyone, let's turn it around to the opposite. So turn it around to the opposite. Just here a few more minutes together. So, in the one-liner, something wonderful is around the corner. And even think of that, and we're not thinking about other different things that aren't this. We're thinking about the thing that we're looking at. And if you can't quite say wonderful, just say there's something interesting about this happening. There's a benefit to this happening. I'm curious about this thing that's happening. And even if you can find I love turnarounds, and then we sit with them and see if there's any examples that support them, that are examples of this turnaround, no matter how small. How is it that this condition is useful for me, interesting for me? Marie-Francois.
Well, this is kind of embarrassing to admit. Oh, this is being recorded. Um, well, I think it's the benefit could be I'm finally maybe kind of sort of getting serious about loving myself, whereas normally I just have a hard time with it. I just
Wow.
haven't been able to accomplish it, and usually quite critical. That critical voice is just hard for me not to fall into it. That's in my head that was put in there or whatever. It just feels so much truer and listening to my mind all the time. So maybe the
Wow.
wonderful thing is I can drop out of listening to this mind that doesn't know anything, right? Doesn't know,
Yeah.
and stop listening to it.
Wow. Wow.
Because this is serious enough for me to go, oh, wait, no, oh, wait.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe I have the strength now to stand up to my mind and not let it bully me into my habitual, whatever, automatic responses, whatever you want to call it.
Yes. Right. Right. I get it. That's huge. That's great. Not so embarrassing. That's wonderful.
Well, it just feels embarrassing to admit that you don't like or love. It's like taboo to say that, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Just trying it on. It's like, can I find anything that is useful about this condition, the way it is, that is really genuine? I'm not making a guess. Well, maybe it's here because blah, blah, blah. No, not maybe. It has to be real. Teresa, and then Mary.
Yes. So I think that I'm not good enough, that it doesn't reply to me. So that goes very, very far away. When I was at school, when I was young, teachers, when I didn't know my lesson they would I'm sorry.
That's all
They
right.
would hit me. So everything comes back. That goes very, very a long time ago.
Yeah.
It brings back all the memories.
Yeah. Yeah. You start feeling maybe some compassion for the mind. It just is taking in experiences, and they go so far, and they record them, these emotional events, and I never want this to happen again. So I better, or it'll just logging it. Oh, that's a dangerous thing. And that it just goes back to that. And anyway, just so beautiful that you touched that. Wow. It's just opened up that memory.
So what would you do with that?
Oh, I'd go and write a judge your neighbor on that being hit by your teacher. and just stay, just notice all that's there. It's like so loving in a way to spend time there, because it can't just breeze through it. Oh, that's another thing from the past that doesn't matter. I'm looking at this thing here. I'm not looking at that thing there. No, it kind of, something led the trail there, and that was very painful. And so can I bring awareness to that situation? Yes, I can. You have the power. You have the power to bring awareness to that situation.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Mary.
So I actually have had a recent thing happen that I can say is good about worsening chronic migraine, which is it led to me retiring. And I feel like that's feeling very strongly like a good thing not to have kept working, and that it's opening up possibilities in my life that I might never have accessed. It just feels like an opening.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
and then and along those same lines, I feel like this condition and its demands it's forcing me to get rid of all the non-essentials. Like my life I have to attend to what really matters. I have to know what really matters. It forces me to be very self-observant and honest, and it gets rid of a lot of the clutter that can fill up a life. I just kind of don't have the luxury for all that.
Yeah.
And it forces me to do the work. So I consider that part of it, like
Yes.
that the work isn't essential for me. It's a value. As opposed to all the things that, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. Other people get to do this. I can't go to. So I kind of have to admit, it's not all bad in terms of the impact it's had on my life.
So great.
I don't want to admit that.
Yeah,
I still want to cry.
I know. Right. Yes.
But you're making me admit it.
Yeah. Yes. So, I mean, everyone, even if you can't find something, like just consider, could this be, could I see this differently? And could this be my time and I can handle it? What if I can't handle this. I can't do it. What if you can? What if that's in the reaction? How do I react when I believe the thought, I'm not cut out for this? Well, what if that's not true? Who are you without that story? Lots of people said the ailments of the body, or the preparation for end of life, or getting rid of stuff even. What if I am enough for that? How do I know that's true? It's happening for me. What's the reality? It's happening. Could that be okay? Could that be okay? So thank you all for your work today and for being here and sharing so honestly and beautifully. And it's just not a small thing to find doubt about our fears and terrors, even death, disruption, sickness, environment, all the things. Questioning doubt, right? Or just to see, if I don't know, that might be safer than I realize. So thank you all for coming and being here.
Thank you, Grace.
Yeah, yeah. Wonderful.
Thank you, Grace.
You're so welcome. Hope to see some of you in summer camp where we do this every day, Monday through Friday. So some of you in retreat. I'm supposed to remember to mention things like summer camp and the retreat coming. There's still space. And eating issues for anybody who wants that. So watch your inbox for things that are happening. It's a wonderful way to gather. Spend the time. It's like meditation. Just spend a little time in the quiet meditation. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming from Spain, Patricio. Good to see you, my friend, and everybody. All right. Lots of love. Lots of love.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Um,